welcome to your 12 o'clock yoga practice. I'm so glad that you've chosen to do something really nourishing for your body to start the week and to practice with me. Let's start at the back of the mat today. So at the far end of your mat, and we'll start seated. Just wait till I can see you all. So as you arrive in your seat, if you're able to close your eyes, go ahead. If you're not, don't worry. You don't have to. Just notice your contact points between your body and the earth. Where your feet touch the support underneath your bottom. And start to allow your weight to be received more fully by the ground. Notice your ribs directly over the hips. The shoulders over the ribs. And the chin gently drawing in to lengthen the back of the neck. Notice the top of your head. Notice the face, the jaw. See if you're able to make the muscles in the face and jaw soften. Invite them to relax. Noticing the throat. Allowing the shoulders to relax. Allowing the chest to become more open as you inhale. And to sink down into the ribs as you exhale. Noticing all directions of your rib cage expand as you breathe in and out. Then expanding all the spaces, 360 degrees on your inhale. And noticing the rib cage as it contracts with your exhale. Noticing the belly, taking a breath in, expanding the belly with your breath. And allowing the belly to soften as you breathe out. Allowing your hips to soften into the ground. Allowing the legs to be relaxed. And completely releasing any tension in the feet and toes. And just tracing the path of your inhale through your body. And following it as it leads. Again, noticing and slowing your breath in. And tracing a breath out. Finally, noticing the places on your body that are touched by air. Where the air touches you, what is its temperature? Noticing where your skin touches your clothes, what the textures feel like. And starting to move the fingers. Running the thumb across the tips of the fingers, creating some sensory awareness in the hands. Emptying the breath together and fully, and as we inhale, extending the arms directly up overhead. Exhale, interlace the fingers and spin the palms upwards. Breathe in, extend the ribs up out of the hips. And breathe out, take your stretch over to one side. And get longer through the side of the waist that's opening. And contract a little deeper into the side of the waist that's bending. Come back to the center with your inhale. And switch to the other side as you exhale. Creating length to the side body with the breath in. And contracting with the breath out. Coming all the way back up as we inhale. Releasing the hands, bringing them down as we exhale, coming onto all fours. Long spine as we breathe in, and slowly rounding into cat as we breathe out. Finding our arch through cow as we breathe in. And shifting back into cat as we breathe out. And just really gently exploring these two shapes, mindfully noticing how your body feels. Allowing the magic of breath-connected movement to start to happen. Take one more breath in. And a final breath out to cat. And the next breath in is to a long straight back. Tucking the toes, lift the hips into downward dog. Breath in as we actively push the ground away, and breath out as the inner thighs spiral back. Lift high onto the tiptoes as you inhale, and then one heel comes down as the other knee bends on your exhale. Switch sides on the breath in, switch back on the breath out. And if your eyes are open, make sure you're looking to the big toes, the back of the neck long, the head really heavy. Good. Take another breath in up onto the tiptoes. And as you breathe out, the edges of the heels start to reach down for the ground. Breathing in as the tailbone lengthens up towards the ceiling. Breathing out to hollow the belly. Lift the heels, inhale. Bend the knees, exhale. Look to the hands. The right foot will lead as we walk up to the top of the mat. Slide the hands along the shins, lift halfway, inhale. And then slide the hands down the calves, fold forward, exhale. Let's do that 2 more times. Halfway lift, breathe in. Fold forward, breathe out. Halfway lift, inhale. Fold forward, exhale. Take hold of the elbows and just let your weight shake out from side to side. Lengthening, loosening the spine, the neck, the head. And the hands drop down to the ground. Keeping the knees bent, keeping the shoulders soft, rolling up to stack one vertebrae at a time. Slowly coming to stand in our Tadasana. Good. Once we're upright, spread the collarbones apart, drop the shoulders down, and open the palms towards me. Feel the 4 corners of the feet press down through the ground as the arches lift. You can squeeze your knees upwards, lifting the thighs, and then tuck the tailbone under. Feel the ribs and the hips grow closer together on the front body as you lift your pelvic floor, Mula Bandha. And just notice that the chin, when it draws back, just that little fraction, how the back of the neck can lengthen and we stand taller, stronger, and more lifted. As we inhale, connect the hands above your head. And exhale, draw them into heart center. Our intention for today's practice is very simple, to spend time in this moment with exactly who we are and how we feel right now. Taking a breath in and out. Inhale again, sweeping the hands up overhead. Option to connect them as you exhale. Feel the ribs and shoulders lift away from the hips as we breathe in and take it over to one side as we breathe out. Gently rotate the chest up to the ceiling as we inhale and feel the short side of the waist contract as we exhale. Coming back to the midline as we breathe in and over to the other side, breathing out. Rotating upwards, contracting down. All the way back to the center, breathe in, and from the hips we fold to the ground, breathe out. Halfway lift, inhale. Crouching down, 10 fingers to ground, exhale. Stepping back to high plank, right foot then left, breathe in. Lowering the knees, the chest and the chin, elbows hugging in, breathe out. Bring the heart forward and the shoulders back, inhale. And now that you're here, I want you to really wrap your upper arms into your ribs as you exhale. Float your hands away from the mat as you breathe in and plant them down. Find downward dog, breathe out. Strong press through the arms, inhale. Inner thighs spiral back, exhale. Sides of the waist get long, breathe in. Index knuckle and little finger side of the hand, grounding, breathe out. Notice the space between the fingers as you inhale. And gently claw down through the fingertips. Exhale fully. Lift onto the toes, breathe in. Bend the knees, lower the hips, breathe out. The left foot leads, we look to the hands and we walk up to the top of the mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Fold forward, exhale. Stretch the arms up to the ceiling, breathe in. And connect them if you can, breathe out. Stretching up really tall, inhale. Bending to one side as we exhale. Back to the center, breathe in. And to the other side, breathe out. This time, back to the center on the inhale. I want you to squeeze your bottom, push your hips towards your toes as you exhale. Get longer through the sides of the waist, breathe in, and start to reach the arms gently back as you breathe out. Inhale, come back to the middle, and exhale, fold to the floor. Halfway lift, breathe in. Crouch down, 10 fingers to ground, breathe out. Left foot, then right, high plank, inhale. Knees, chest, and chin, elbows in, exhale. Lift the heart and the hands as you breathe in. Squeeze the upper arms back against the ribs as you breathe out. So no pressure in the hands, all about the heart opening. Lift a little higher, inhale, then plant the hands, lower the gaze, downward dog, exhale. Long spine, breathe in. Hollow belly, empty. And this time in your downward dog, just notice how your body feels. Notice your breath. Notice where your thoughts are. Are they still present to your practice on the mat? Lift the heels as you breathe in. Bend the knees, breathe out. Look to the hands. You can hop, step, or float to the top of the mat. Finding halfway lift, inhale. Bow forward, exhale. Arms sweep through to chair pose. Breathe in, Utkatasana. Draw the front ribs in, lower the tail down, breathing out. Good. Now, try and really lengthen the sides of the waist through the shoulders to the fingertips. Breathe into that and draw the front ribs and the hips further back as they lower down, empty. All 10 toes lift and spread, inhale, and dive forward over the hips to the mat, exhale. Halfway lift, breathe in. Step your left foot back to its outer edge, breathe out. Arms come up, warrior one, inhale. Good, tuck the tailbone under, draw the front ribs down, exhale. Lift the chest, breathe in. Now connect the hands behind your back, breathe out. Roll the heads of the shoulders back, inhale, and fold your right shoulder to the inside of the right knee, exhale, humble warrior. Extend the arms up as far as you can, breathe in. Look at your left foot, push the outer edge down, breathe out. Now, can we bring your body weight forward into the ball of the right foot as you inhale, and then curl the spine, rounding as we exhale. One more big breath in as those arms stretch, stretch, stretch. Exhale, release them down. Return to warrior one, breathe in. Good, open to warrior two, breathe out. Heart space extending to fingertips, inflate the chest, and then hollow the belly. Right knee comes open to the third toe, breathe in, outer edge of the left foot really seals through the floor, breathe out. Reverse your warrior, inhale. Side angle pose, right arm to right thigh, exhale. Now this left arm is going to spin to the floor, then over the ear as you breathe in. Scoop the pubic bone up into the rib cage as you breathe out. We're looking for a straight line from the outer edge of the left foot all the way to the fingertips. Breathe into that and wrap your right shoulder back towards the hips as you exhale. Right arm rises under the ear. Breathe in. Good. Hollow belly, strong tailbone tuck. Breathe out. Take one more inhale. Warrior two. Exhale. We get to extend this leg as we reverse. Breathe in. Good. We're going to bend the left knee and shift towards the back of the mat as we breathe out. Your left hand is going to come down on the inside of the foot. Keep your heel on the ground. Bring your right arm up to the ceiling. Lift the toes of the right foot. Inhale. And then lunge to that right foot, top of the mat. Exhale. Beautiful. So from Skandasana into Crescent Lunge. Long stretch from crown to heel. Breathe in. Scoop the ribs in off the thighs. Breathe out. Press the heart forward. Inhale. And then step the left foot to the top of the mat. Forward fold. Exhale. Halfway lift. Breathe in. Right foot back to its outer edge. Breathe out. Warrior one, the arms come up. Exhale, strong belly. Inhale, long reach. Bring the hands down, interlace the fingers, and roll the shoulders back. Breathe in. Folding, humble warrior. Extending all the way overhead. Pressing back through the right foot and shifting the weight forward to the left ball of the foot. Exhale, release the hands. Inhale, extend them all the way up. Warrior two, exhale. Opening the chest. Strengthening the pelvis. Pressing the knee wide to the side. And softening the shoulders down. Reverse the warrior, inhale. Take the elbow to the top of the thigh, exhale. Spin the right arm over the ear, side angle, breathe in. And find closure between the ribs and the hips, breathing out. Left arm comes up under the ear, inhale. Good, keep the belly hollow as we exhale. Lengthening through the sides of the waist, breathe in. And return to warrior two. Breathe out. Just arrive with an inhale. Soften with your exhale. Extend the leg, reverse, breathe in. Turn the right toe out as the hand comes to the floor, breathe out. Left arm is still lifted, left toes lift, Skandasana, inhale. And then lunge to the top of the mat, exhale. From the crown to the heel, breathe in. Step forward and fold. Breathe out. Halfway lift. Inhale. Crouch down, 10 fingers to ground. Exhale. Step or float, high plank. Breathe in. Now this time, you can take kneeling plank again, or we can practice chaturanga. But if you're practicing chaturanga, I want you to roll the shoulders back. They may not point to the floor as you breathe out. Good. Tuck the toes, open the chest. Inhale. Long neck. Exhale. Heart rolling forward and up. Breathe in. Now back to downward dog. Breathe out. We have 3 breaths here. Good. Keep the front body hollow, drawing the ribs to the hips, actively pressing through the arms and extending long to the tailbone. We're going to visit that sun bee modification as a flow. So lift the heels, breathe in. Bend the knees, breathe out. Look to the hands, step, flop or hop, step, float or hop to the top of the mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Bow forward, exhale. Chair pose, arms up, breath in. Sink low, load the heels, breathe out. 10 toes lift and spread, inhale. Wrap the inner thighs in, sink down lower, exhale. Lift the gaze, breath in, fold to the floor, breath out. Halfway lift, inhale. Left foot back, exhale. Warrior one, arms up, breathe in. Connect the hands behind the back, breathe out. Roll the chest open, inhale. Humble warrior, fold, exhale. One breath, extending the stretch. And exhale, release the hands down. Find warrior one, inhale. Open to warrior two, Exhale. Reverse the warrior. Breathe in. Side angle pose. Breathe out. Extend the left arm over the ear. Inhale, length. Exhale, strengthen the legs and belly. Inhale the right arm under the ear. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Extend the leg. Exhale, send your weight to the back of the mat. Bend the knee. Inhale, right toes and arm lift. Skandasana, one breath. And exhale, lunge to the top of the mat. Step forward, lift halfway. Inhale. Step the right foot back on its edge. Exhale. Warrior one, arms up. Exhale, connect the hands. Lift the chest, breathe in. Bow, humble, breathe out. Really reaching through the arms before releasing them down. Warrior one, inhale. Warrior two, exhale. Reversing, breathe in. Side angle setup, breathe out. Arm spins over ear, inhale. Hips and belly strengthen, exhale. Left arm extends, breathe in. Warrior two, breathe out. Left leg extending, reverse warrior, inhale. Take your Skandasana to the right foot, exhale. Lift the left toes, turn your chest to the top of the mat, breathe in. And then take that long lunge, breathe out. Step forward, lift halfway, inhale. Crouching down, 10 fingers planting into the ground, exhale. So from our little crouch, we're going to practice a float back into our high plank. To take the load and the impact out of the knees, you can actually land this with your knees apart and still bent. I will demonstrate that sideways. So if you want to make a low impact version of this float, this is your end position. Cool. But if you want to do high impact, go all the way to your high plank. So exhale all the breath out of the belly. Launch back. Take a breath in and then bend the elbows and slowly control your body weight down to the ground. Heart forward and shoulders back. Inhale. Tuck the toes, shift the hips back, downward dog. Exhale. And again, pausing here for 3 breaths. You can gently compress your airways and hear your Ujjayi breath. It's a fantastic tool for anchoring you in your moment, in your practice. Inhale the right leg up to the ceiling. Exhale, bring the knee to the nose. Look forward to the edge of your mat. And then exhale, plant the right foot down through the hands. Keep the hips buoyant as the left leg extends. Lift the chest. Inhale. Bring the hands to the knee. Pull the ribs in. Exhale. Keep the tailbone tucked as we roll up through the spine. Breathe in. Roll the shoulders back. Squeeze them down. Breathe out. Now the arms rise to the sides. Inhale. Good. We're going to just take our weight down a little deeper as we exhale. Lift the chest towards the ceiling. Breathe in. And then pull the ribs in as the hands come to heart center. Breathe out. Keeping the hips buoyant. Scoop the belly in. Push through the left toes to bring your body weight forward. Inhale. Amazing. Rotate over to the right as you exhale. Collarbones stay broad. Breathe in. Chin tucking in. Breathe out. Keep long through the spine. Inhale. Deepen the twist. Exhale. Take one more big breath in. Empty it fully. Inhale, return to the center. Exhale, extend the arms by the side. So an arrowhead. Good. Body weight is forward. Inhale. Ribs are scooping in. Exhale. Standing L, so warrior 3 variation. The left foot comes up as we breathe in. The right hip is directly over the right heel, breathing out. Long line from crown to left heel, and keep wrapping that left hip in and down. Now the option is to bring it all the way to warrior three, breathing in, and then lightly tapping that left toe back at the back of the mat, breathing out. Nice, bring it all the way up, crescent lunge, inhale. Now planting the left hand down on the ground as we exhale. Spinning that right arm around in a big circle, breathe in, and squeezing the shoulders back, breathing out. Collarbones expanding, neck long, inhale. Bring the right hand down onto the ground, exhale. Lift the ribs off the thigh, breathe in. Bring the left knee down to the floor, breathe out. Arms come up, crescent lunge with the knee down, low lunge, inhale. And try and press the hips towards the right heel as you exhale. Beautiful. Open the chest, create space through the neck and shoulders, breathe in, and extend the arms back as far as you can, breathe out. Good. Really lifting the ribs away from the hips, inhale, keep squeezing Mula Bandha, strong belly, exhale. One more big breath in here. Exhale, chin tucks in, pushing through the right leg, hands on the hips. Right toes turn towards your nose, inhale. Press the right heel away, exhale. Shoulders pull back, chest up, breathe in. Fold over the hips, breathing out. I'd like you to keep your back nice and flat, stay exactly as you are, as you bring your hands down either onto the block or the ground, finding that really long spine as we breathe in, committing to maintain that length as we fold in a little deeper, bending the elbows as we breathe out. Inhaling to the length through the back body. Exhale, deepening the fold over the hip crease. One more time. Exhale, fold. Stay here for 2 breaths. Come up to that flat back, breathe in. Press all 4 corners of the right foot down through the mat. Breathe out, hands to the floor. Left toes tuck under, left knee rising, inhale. I'm going to show you this slightly side on. So I'm going to turn my left toes over and drag them towards me, folding as I exhale. The left foot will kick up to standing splits as I breathe in. Keep curling the ribs and the nose to the right knee, breathing out. Inhale to the height of the left toes. Exhale to the fold of the right hip. Now, if you want to make this balance a little bit more challenging, you can take one hand to the back of the leg, both hands to the back of the leg. You can practice my favorite variation, which keeps the chest really open, extending the arms back and looking to fly. So 2 more breaths here. Exhale the hands down and the left foot to the ground. On your halfway lift, breathe in. Crouch down, plant the hands, breathe out. Can we practice that float back to high plank? Inhale. Chaturanga or kneeling plank. Exhale. Half dog or cobra, big breath in. Back into down dog. Exhale, full. 3 breaths. Calming and soothing the body with your breath here in these moments of stillness. Keeping the chin tucked in, back of the neck long. Lifting the left leg up towards the ceiling, inhale. Bending the knee, drawing it to the nose, exhale. Sending your gaze far forward, breathe in. And stepping the foot through the hands, breathe out. Lifting onto the fingertips, inhale. Pressing the hands into the top of the knee, exhale. Lifting the chest as we breathe in. Rolling the shoulders down, breathe out. Arms scoop up to the side, inhale. Good, come down deeper into the hips, exhale. Lift the heart, breathe in. Then pull the ribs down as we come to heart center. Breathe out. We press the body weight forward and puff up the mid back. Breathe in. Rotate to the left in the twist. breathe out. Keep the right hip buoyant as you inhale, spiral through the waist as we exhale. Thinking of filling the lungs with the breath in and wringing them out as we twist with the breath out. One more time. Return to the midline, breathe in. Extend the arms back into arrowhead, breathe out. Make sure we're long, 45 degrees from right heel to crown, breathe in. Pushing down through the left ball and heel, breathe out. Finding our warrior 3 variation as we inhale. Wrapping the right hip in and down, stacked as we exhale. Long line to the right heel, strong in the belly. Optional arm variation. And with this pose, I want you to imagine there's a hot bowl of soup on your pelvis and you can't spill it. So you need to make a level surface there. Take another breath in and tap the right toes down. High lunge, inhale. Spin the right hand down to the ground, exhale. Circle the left arm back, breathe in. And then squeeze the shoulders down and back, breathe out. One big expansive breath here. And planting the left hand down on the mat. Long spine onto fingertips. Right knee comes to ground. Arms rise. Hips press to heel. Chest lifts. Arms extend back. One more breath in. Pulling the ribs in as we push through the left foot, exhaling the hands onto the hips. Great. Curling the toes upwards, inhale. Sending the left heel away, exhale. Puffing up the chest, breathe in, and then folding flat back, breathe out. Find length through the spine, inhale, then bringing the hands down wherever you are, keeping that, maintaining that straight back as we exhale. Lengthen further, breathe in. Folding deeper, breathe out. Again, inhale, long spine, long neck. Exhale, deep fold at the hip. One more time. Coming down and staying here for 2 rounds of breath. Pressing up through the arms, inhale. Grounding the left foot into the mat, exhale. Hands come forward, toes tuck, right knee lifts, breathe in. Pulling the ribs and the thigh in, breathe out. I think this is where I step. Oh no, we did our standing splits, sorry. Sliding onto the tops of the right toes, exhaling as the hips pull in. Inhaling as that right leg comes up to the ceiling, exhaling as the nose reaches for the left knee. And looking for the variation that seems right to you, taking your standing splits into a strong balance. Balance is more important than the split here. I want you to really shoot energy out through that right leg, but look to create a balance that is challenging but achievable for yourself. And wherever you are is great. Focused on your breath, focused on the mat. Taking one breath in and bending both knees, folding forward, breath out. Halfway lift, inhale. Crouching down, planting the hands, exhale. Floating back with a strong belly to high plank, breathe in. Lowering, kneeling plank or chaturanga, breathe out. Finding your up dog or cobra, inhale. And back into down dog, exhale. 3 breaths here. Really pressing through those shoulders. Lift the heels, breathe in. Bend the knees, breathe out. Look to the hands, step, float, or hop to the top of the mat. All right. From here, take a halfway lift, breathe in. Make sure there's space between your feet. We're going to take the first 2 fingers on both hands and wrap them around the big toes, folding forward as you breathe out. Keep your knees spiraling outwards as you inhale. Draw the ribs in off the thighs as you exhale. Puffing up the back body, breathing. Releasing the neck in here, breathe out. 2 breaths here. Release the toes at the bottom of the exhale. Find a halfway lift, breathe in. We're going to bring the ankles and the toes together as well as the knees as we breathe out. Chair pose, inhale. Pull the ribs in and the hips down, exhale. Now I want you to keep those ankles together as you lift the heels, breathe in. Good, bring the arms down in line with the shoulders, breathe out. We're very slowly going to start to sit into our feet. So keeping the heels lifted, slowly breathing, slowly descending until we're sitting on those heels, using our balance. Great. From here, we're going to go back into our just Navasana, boat pose. Take a breath in. Rock back, lift the legs, keep the knees squeezing as you breathe out. Good, now open that chest, sit upright, inhale. Decrease the space between your knees and your chest, exhale. Lift the right leg up straight, breathe in. Touch the feet together, breathe out. Left leg extends, inhale. Feet close, exhale. Both legs extend, breathe in. All right, grab onto the backs of the legs, holding for 3 breaths. Chest open, shoulders back. Now, when I say at the bottom of the 3, we're going to split the feet apart and come up into our forward fold. 1 more inhale. Bring the feet apart, lift your butt and fold forward. Exhale. Okay. I'm going to use my block here. We're going to come into our crow pose. We're working on this from last week. So with our crow pose, we want to think about a triangle on the ground in front of us. We start with our hands and feet nice and close, where we can anchor our elbows on top of the wrists. You can go, the wider your hands are apart, the more stable your base, because we're creating a strong triangle. That work to keep the elbows, the creases of the elbows facing forward and on top of the wrists. We're going to turn the knees out and find the backs of the triceps. And from here, the challenge is to keep the nose lengthening forward rather than coming down towards the fingers. People find that quite scary. You can step your feet back a little if you feel it will help. Really try and push the knees where you find purchase in the back of the arm. Take the nose forward, eyeball the floor, take a breath in and switch feet as you breathe out. So 1 heel is lifted, squeezing up to the bottom, take an inhale. Switch sides as you exhale. And keep continuing with that practice. Rachel's just hanging out in her crow pose, amazing. Lift both feet up, go point your toes, hold for 3 breaths. Nice. Sharon doesn't have her knees on her elbows, but that's okay. Walk your hands back, it'll help. Yes, point your toes properly, lengthen through the ankles. Good, take 2 more breaths here. And then planting the feet back on the ground, heel toeing them apart so that the balls of the feet are on the edges of the mat, the arches lift and the bottom sinks down. Pressing the elbows out into the knees, bringing the hands to heart center. See if you can keep your tailbone lifted a little today, lengthening back, rather than dropping into this. Be strong in this position. 3 breaths here. Malasana. As you exhale, bring the hands to the floor. Inhale, begin to extend the legs. And we're going to heel toe the feet together until they are 2 fist distance apart. Lifting the sole of 1 foot at a time as we bring the hands underneath all the way until the toes touch the wrists. Massaging out the palms with the balls of the feet, the toes. Relaxing the head as much as we can. Super bendy, you can even massage your wrists here, getting toes into the part where the hand and the wrist join. Favorite. And exhaling completely, releasing the hands, lifting the chest as we breathe in, crouching down as we breathe out. Springing back to high plank, inhale, and straight into down dog. Exhale. Taking the right leg up to the ceiling now, breathe in, bend the knee, rotate open at the hip, breathe out. Stretch it up as high as you can, inhale, then sweep that right foot to the little toe side of the right hand as you breathe out. So we're back in a nice long lunge, but it's an open lunge. Come up onto the fingertips, lift the chest, inhale. Turn that right foot out to 45 degrees, keep the big toe mound down, and then press the knee wide as you exhale. Good, squeezing your butt to open that knee. Lift the chest again, breathe in, pulse the hips down, breathe out. Take another breath in here. Empty the belly. Lift the hips back up as you inhale. And then your option now is to try and find elbows on the ground as you exhale. Maybe just the outside elbow comes down and the inside elbow rests on the knee. That's totally fine. Just make sure the hips are buoyant and not too heavy towards the floor. It can cause pinching through your sacroiliac joint. Taking another breath in. Bringing the right elbow down. See if that left toe can reach back a little further, looking forward as you inhale, and now bringing the left knee to the ground as we exhale. Really pressing that right knee wide to the side, but keeping a little bit of lift through the pelvis. That sense of mula bandha, your pelvic floor, rising through your body. Your left elbow is going to spin out to 45 degrees now, or your left arm, if you're not on the elbow, will reach out to 45 degrees. Exhale as it anchors into the ground. From your right hip to the right fingertip, extend long 45 degrees, breathe in, and then press those right fingertips through the floor, breathe out. Now, inhale from the right hip crease all the way to the hand, find length. And as you exhale, press that right hip back and open. We have 2 more breaths here. Bringing the hands back under the shoulders. Inhale to slowly lift the chest. From here, we're going to take the weight back halfway. Also, we've puffed up our back and our bottom. We're going to start to turn our right foot towards the left corner of the mat. So whereas before it spun out beyond the right corner, turning the right foot to the left corner of the mat. Bringing the right hand and the right shoulder to the inside of the right knee. And your left leg is just wherever it feels comfortable right now. We're going to sneak that left foot onto the toe and puff our bottom up. I want you to look at the line from the right heel. Now line the left heel up. Take a breath in. And as you breathe out, pulse your right hip down to the ground. Inhale to lift your left toes up towards the ceiling. Good. Exhale, push the left heel away, keeping your weight all in the right leg. Left arm up towards the sky if you can. Otherwise, keep your left hand down on the ground as well. Hold your balance. That's fine. But if you can, open the chest. Inhale. Can the tailbone come down lower? Keeping the right arm, pushing that right knee open as you exhale. Take one more big breath in here, and wherever you are, sit down. So we've got this right knee to the side, and we've just taken a very inelegant seat from our Skandasana. Beautiful. So I want to maintain this right arm back, this right leg back as far as I can. So I'm going to use my right tricep to push back against the right knee. Extend the arm fully as much as you can. You can really flex this left foot. Take the left arm up to the ceiling as you inhale. Press back through the shoulders as you exhale. Now, if this is enough for you with your right shoulder pushing that right knee back and the left leg fully extended, you're welcome to stay here. But if you'd like to try and find the bind, come with me. Your left arm is going to spiral back and reach across your waist. See if your left hand can find the right hip crease. So what that would look like on this side. So I spiral my hand back and I see if my fingers can find the hip crease, really opening the chest, pressing the shoulder blades towards each other. So this week we're starting on some preparatory stretches for compass pose and for eventually bird of paradise. We're just getting our body used to the idea that that might be something that enters our practice. Staying here wherever feels good for you. If your arm is still extended and you want to go a bit deeper, just wrap it back around the calf muscle here, so around the front of the shin, and maybe your fingers can join each other, maybe they can't. You'll need to rotate your chest up to the ceiling and your right heel will need to shift really close to your hip. Keep the chest open, collarbones are broad, shoulders squeezing back. As you empty the breath, release the stretch. So I'm just going to find where you were seated to bring you out from here. We're going to bring the left foot towards the right and roll onto the knees. Hands under shoulders. Find all fours. Breathe in. And then tuck the toes. Shift back, downward dog. Breathe out. And take 3 breaths here. Noticing what's shifting and what's changing in your body. So find that time to breathe. Emptying the breath fully. We're going to take that left leg all the way up to the ceiling. Exhale, bend the knee, allow the hip to roll open. Inhale it up a little higher. Then exhale, plant the left foot to the outside of the left hand. Keep the chest buoyant, lift up, breathe in, turn the foot out and really press the knee away as we breathe out. Heart space rising, inhale. Pelvis descending, exhale. Try that again. Nice. Now lift the bottom up, breathe in, and seek to connect the elbows or the forearms to the ground as you breathe out. Maybe just the right arm comes down and the left elbow helps to encourage that left knee away. We have 3 breaths here. Keep thinking about Mula Bandha ascending through the body. And wherever you are right now, see if that right leg can reach a little further back and the right knee can come to the floor with your exhale. Ensure that you release the tops of the toes into the floor. Spinning your right elbow 45 degrees to the side, dropping anchor as you exhale. Left arm from the hip crease extends long, breathe in, then plug the fingertips into the floor, breathe out. Into the whole left side of the body, find length, inhale, and press that hip away as you exhale. 2 more breaths here. Bringing the hands back to the midline and coming up onto the hands. Pressing back halfway through the hips, lifting, so keeping the heel where it is, but lifting the left big toes and turning them towards the right corner of the mat. Your left arm comes to the inside of the left foot, pushes it away. We line up our right heel with the left. Inhale, the right leg up, right toes up to the ceiling. Exhale as you push that left knee far, far away. Maybe the right arm comes up as you inhale. Keep loading that left heel into the ground, pulsing your hips ever closer as you exhale. 2 more breaths here. Filling up and then sitting down. Great. So this time we're going to do our compass stretch prep. Compass prep, not the full thing. Just working on opening the hip and the chest at the same time. So your left heel is really close to your bottom. Your right hip is heavy on the floor. Right toes curl towards your nose. And the right arm extends up towards the ceiling. And your left hand would be out wide to the side over here. Great. Now you're more than welcome to stay exactly where you are. Or you can spiral that right arm back and find the left hip crease. And once you feel like your body adjusts and adapts to that, Maybe your left arm wraps back as well. Around the calf to find the fingers. Around the shin. 2 more breaths here. At the bottom of the exhale, release the hands. Inhale them out. We come onto the left knee. We bring the right knee in as well. Finding all fours. Find a long spine as you breathe in. Really push down through the left hand as you breathe out. Right arm extends up to the ceiling. Inhale. Thread it behind the left arm, coming onto the right shoulder as you exhale. Long neck, really reach your body weight forward as you breathe in before resting your right ear on the ground, breathing out. If you're comfortable here, extend the left arm forward, breathe in. And through those left fingertips, push the hips back, breathing out. Breathing into the counter stretch for all the opening we've been working on. One more breath. And to the exhale, replace the left hand under the shoulder, push the earth away. Inhale the right arm all the way back up. And exhale to press the right hand down. Left arm extends up to the ceiling. Inhale. Threads behind the right arm down onto the ear. Exhale. Right arm reaches forward, breathing in. Making sure the neck is long and that the head is able to rest comfortably as we anchor and breathe out. How much can we spiral that right shoulder and armpit upwards and open? Taking the exhale, placing the right hand under the shoulder, pressing down as we inhale, left arm all the way up to the ceiling, and exhale down onto the ground. Find your long spine, breathe in, sitting back onto the heels as we breathe out. The pose we're setting up for is called rabbit. And we need to really curl the ribs in and rest the forehead on the floor. So that can be quite challenging. So if you've got a cushion or a pillow, you might prefer to place that under the forehead. Careful that you're not on the crown yet, but we are going there. So forehead on the floor. The hands are going to wrap back around the soles of the feet. Allow the shoulders to relax fully. Allow the weight of your body to be received by the ground. As you inhale, puff up your bottom, puff up the back, rising off the feet. And as you exhale, let your weight roll forward onto the top of the head. So this is an inversion. It operates much like shoulder stand, reversing the energy, activating our parasympathetic nervous system. All our recovery centers. Notice the space in the backs of the shoulders, the space through the back. Take another breath in and exhale, let the hips come back down. Extending the arms forward as we inhale. See if you can relax the backs of the hands and the wrists down so the palms are face up. I really love the symbolism of ending a yoga practice with palms open, that we are willing to receive the yoga, that we're open. Once you've emptied this breath fully, slowly curling up through the spine. Just taking your hips to one side, your feet to the other side, extending the legs out in front of you. Making sure your heels come to the front end of the mat so that there's room for us to roll down through the spine and relax our body into the ground. Keep the shoulders up, tip them back, make sure they rest easily and heavily on the floor. You might like to pick the hips up and make sure that the low back is long and comfortable here. If you're uncomfortable, feel free to take any movement that you need to lie for a few moments in stillness in Shavasana, at ease, at rest, and in peace. Allowing the face to relax fully. Allowing the breath to occur naturally. Not anchoring on to any thoughts that enter the head, just allowing them to pass. Starting to move the fingers and the toes. And sending the arms overhead. Rolling onto one side in a fetal position. And just checking in as we hold and nurse ourselves. Coming back to ourselves. This is an integration point between leaving the practice and re-entering our regular lives. And slowly coming up, find a comfortable seat. Drawing hands to heart, bowing the head, raising thumbs to third eye. I acknowledge the Darug people as the traditional custodians of the land, waterways, and skies of the beautiful place where we share yoga. I respect elders past, present, and emerging, and thank each of you for your practice. Until next time.